Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Deer Corner. Glad to see you back. Been a nice couple days here. Things are starting to bud out, bloom. My wild plums are starting to come out and bloom. Wild cherries are coming out. I'll go out in a little bit and get a little video of that, but it's been several weeks since I could get up and get about. A good friend of mine drove by, seen a gate open and stopped in. And we took a little ride, finally got out. Getting healed up. But went down to the bottom, down to the creek. The boys are doing a lot of good work down in there, I'll tell you, my son and them. When that hurricane hit, right before deer season, right at deer season. It's hard to imagine this far inland how bad that hurricane was, this far in. For some of you, go ahead and look up some of the YouTubes out there of the day. Still going on today after several months. But down at the bottom, it seemed like that hurricane came across the top and hit that bottom. It was like a tornado. Them trees are laying every which way down through there. The deer were going around it. They weren't using it anymore. But the boys got down in there, my son and them, and they pretty well got it all chopped up, cleaned up. And Wayne and I went down through there on side by side. And deer are starting to cross it again. They're starting to use it. And we got a looking and talking. And I got a lot of creeping rose bushes down in there that are really coming along now. Since the canopies opened up. That's one thing the hurricane did do, opened up the canopy. Them rose bushes, they're taking off. And we got to talking, and he's a hunter too. This is around 86 acres at one time. But they chopped it up, they cut it, and he bought that portion to the south of me, and I bought this portion where I am now. And he hunts it, and I hunt, but we dicker back and forth. We're kind of known each other for years. And a matter of fact, 2017, we started with a $10 bet who could harvest the largest deer by weight. And he won it this year. He beat me by 9 pounds. But we pass that $10 bill back and forth every year. It's just good camaraderie. We're just good at it. We do argue about the property line, but that's nothing but fun and games, because down at the creek, that's supposed to be the property line. Well, the creek moves, especially after the hurricane. The creek cut more up on him, so I gained more ground this year. And it's kind of funny because when I showed up one morning here, and I seen orange flags, and somehow that property line creeped up about 5 foot behind the cabin here. And he joked about it, but we're good friends, we get along. But we got down in there, we got driving around and looking. We just got to talk, and how much is too much? And what do I mean by that? Deer habitat, deer behavior. How much, when do you know when to quit or stop? But I've been building on this for years. 2015, 2014 I started. 2015 I really got going in on here. And the other 21 acres down the road I got a piece down there too. I haven't done anything to it. we're starting to do a little bit on it today. Property up in the mountains, with the cabin up in the mountains, we've been working on that for over 20 years. But how much is too much? And we had a good discussion on that. And take the 21 acres down the road. Now, we take a good deer off of that every year. And it seems like we take a deer off of that, another one returns. For some reason, the deer like that area. Now, you take a deer off of there, one's always back the following year. They just replace each other. So do you really want to do anything to that property that could jeopardize that kind of activity? Like, again, how much is too much? I see a lot of people putting food plots out. I watched a lot of hunting videos while I was down for a while. Looking out in a food plot and you're counting from 8 to 12 does, you're running a doe factory. That's all you're doing. And too many does can jeopardize your hunt unless you want to shoot does. The other factor is too much is along with your bucks. Too many bucks. See, your larger, older bucks, they don't want to be bothered. They don't want another buck. They don't want to constantly be sparring with a buck. They want one thing in mind, and that's breeding during the rut. They do not want to sit and spar with a bigger buck coming into his territory. It happens a lot. But if you keep adding attractants, I could say, to your property and keep developing it more and more and start bringing in all your local deer into that area, your larger bucks are going to leave. It's just too much for them. They do not want to sit and spar. They got one thing on their mind. So how much is too much? Well, we really never did answer that one. Maybe somebody else can. But we took it like the property down the road. We haven't done hardly nothing to it, but we get a good deer out of that every year. One keeps coming back. This property here, we took 3 nice deer off of here. Wayne took 2 off of his. We took 5 deers off of 80 acres. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And now we got the deer coming back on here. Now the property in a mountain, that's a hit and miss. It's a different situation, different type of hunting up there. You can have 3 ridges. I got 3 main ridges in the mountain, in a big valley. It's kind of a Y shape. And each ridge has its own deer. I don't know why, but it is. Each ridge will have a certain buck on it every year. And you have the community rubs and the community scrapes up there. You don't hear, but up in the mountains you have a community. It's kind of like a corner post. I got this side, you got that side, but that scrape is right there. And it's a community scrape, but how much is too much? You got to know when to quit, or you're going to end up with a doe factory, too many does, or you're going to end up with too many bucks in there, and the buck you're really wanting to hunt is going to move on. You don't want to sit there and spaw every time he turns around. That's not what he's there for. It's not what he wants to do. So you do have to sit back and think about how much is too much and what you need and what they don't have. And that's just kind of a topic we came up with while we were riding around looking. And like I said, it's the first time this year since I'm healing up that I'm able to get out, and I enjoyed myself. I like getting out. And we got a lot of work to do. The boys been doing a lot of work, and it's looking good for this coming deer season. Turkey season's around the corner. I may get out and do some turkey hunting. Seen some turkeys the other morning, coming off behind the pond. But yeah, and I'm glad you're with me. And again, if you're in the woods, be safe. Rather be safe than sorry. And we'll get back with you.